Hi YouTube, great to see you. I hope you're going well. Now in Australia, there's a lot in the news about children being abused in childcare. And as someone who did not put their child in childcare until they were 3 years old, I just wanted to point out some of the joys of parenting. So if you're thinking about having a baby, if you're wondering about, you know, what to do, how to manage. So today I wanted to just share some of the joys of parenting. It's extremely exciting when you decide that you're going to start a family, when you get pregnant. The feeling of having a new life growing inside you is extremely exciting. And there's all the anticipation of this human and who they're going to be and what name you're going to call them. And because you are pregnant, you get a lot of sweet attention from people, lots of smiles, and people smiling at you when they see that you're pregnant. And then when you get your baby, it's a level of love that you could not have imagined. And it's 24/7, so there's a lot of responsibility, but it's also so amazing to have this little life that you can nurture. And one of the amazing wonders of being a parent is that you realize that your body can nurture life in this way, that you can carry another human to full term and give birth to them, and then you can nurture them through breastfeeding. It's just one of the most amazing things. And so I chose to take time out of the workforce when my children were little. So I didn't work at all in paid work for the first 3 years of their life. So obviously I had three and they were overlapping. So it ended up being a period of about 7 years when I wasn't working in paid work. And so we kept things pretty simple. We'd made sure that we could live off one income. And I admit, that's getting harder now. However, I would definitely encourage people to simplify their life, rent longer if you have to, find ways so that you can have the 3 first years of your baby's life where you can care for them and nurture them and spend that really important one-on-one time. With all of this need for people to be putting their kid in childcare, I know the current federal government's talking about, childcare benefits and childcare subsidies and all of those things. But that's that's making it so mainstream for these babies to be put into childcare. But these childcares are businesses. They're being run for a profit margin. They get staff in through temporary agencies. And this is your child that you're trusting with them. So I just wanted to, give you my perspective, and that is that I didn't want to put my baby into childcare when they were little. And I stood by that decision. And even though that's probably affected my career, I'm still glad that I made that decision. So if you're thinking about, I don't really want to put my baby in childcare when they're so little, listen to your heart, stand by that. Don't be pushed by society to put your kid in daycare so that you can stay in the workforce doing a job that maybe you don't really enjoy that much. So find a way to simplify your life. Don't eat out, save money, just pay for the essentials. Babies are actually not that expensive. And, you can do lots of things with your little ones. You can go on picnics, things that are pretty fun. So don't be put off that you can't afford to have a baby or that you wouldn't be able to afford to live. Simplify your life. Go down to one car if you need to. Rent. You don't need to own a home. Find little ways, because this is, for me, the most important, rewarding thing that I've ever done, to have children and have a family. And I feel really sad that people would not do it because they're worried about not being able to afford it. And also, I feel sad that people feel like they have to keep up 2 incomes to pay for childcare. And also in Australia, people don't realise, but if you do go down to 1 income, there are family tax benefits. So the government does support women who choose to care for their children at home. It's not a lot of money, but there is support there. So just so you know. All right, this is a really important topic for me. So when my kids were little, I did lots of breastfeeding. I volunteered in the Breastfeeding Association. I did counselling for breastfeeding. I loved supporting other new mums in that peer role as they transition to being a mum. So it's a topic that's quite dear to my heart. I don't know if enough people are saying how wonderful it is to be a parent. Babies don't cost much. simplify your life. Stay home with them as long as you can. You won't regret it. All right, YouTube, great to see you today. And please leave a comment on your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Someone who's been a parent now for almost 20 years and someone who's been married for 23 years, I think, coming up. Yep, coming up to 23 years. So it's challenging, but it's very rewarding. All right. Great to see you, YouTube. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.